Alright, let's go. Number 10. Sedna. In 2003, astronomers Michael Brown, Chad Trujillo, and David Rabinowitz were scanning the deepest, darkest outer limits of the solar system when they discovered an object that shouldn't exist. They named it Sedna, after the Inuit goddess of the sea who resides in the freezing, lightless depths of the Arctic Ocean. The name is profoundly fitting. Sedna is a dwarf planet roughly 1,000 kilometers across, possessing a striking, deep reddish hue, second only to Mars in our solar system. But it is not its color or its size that makes Sedna one of the most unsettling objects ever discovered. It is its orbit. Sedna exists in a region of space that astronomers previously believed to be completely empty, a desolate no-man's land between the Kuiper Belt and the hypothesized Oort cloud. To understand the impossibility of Sedna, you have to understand the scale of its isolation. Earth is 1 astronomical unit, or AU, from the Sun. Pluto, at its furthest, is about 49 AU away. Sedna's orbit takes it to an incomprehensible 937 AU into the cosmic void. It takes Sedna approximately 11,400 years to complete a single orbit around our Sun. The last time Sedna was at its closest point to the Sun, Earth was in the grip of the last ice age. Woolly mammoths roamed the tundras, and human agriculture had not yet been invented. But the true mystery of Sedna is how it got there. Its orbit is highly elliptical, yet its perihelion, its closest approach to the Sun, never brings it closer than 76 AU. This is far beyond the gravitational reach of Neptune. According to the laws of orbital mechanics, Sedna's orbit is a paradox. It never comes close enough to the giant planets to have been gravitationally scattered outward, and it never goes far enough into deep space to be affected by the gravitational tides of the Milky Way galaxy or passing stars. As Michael Brown famously stated, Sedna is frozen in place, trapped in an orbit it could not have naturally formed in. This points to a terrifying and magnificent implication. Sedna is a gravitational fossil of a violent, long-lost past. The only way an object gets placed into an orbit like Sedna's is if it was pulled there by something massive that is no longer around. Astronomers believe that roughly 4 billion years ago, during the birth of our solar system, a rogue star passed dangerously close to our Sun, brushing past our nascent planetary system. The immense gravitational wake of this alien star ripped Sedna from its original orbit, dragging it into the frozen wasteland where it resides today. This rogue star has long since vanished into the Milky Way, but Sedna remains, a silent, blood-red monument to a cosmic near-miss that permanently altered the architecture of our solar system. Every time we observe Sedna, we are looking at the fingerprint of an extinct stellar neighbor, a ghost from the violent cluster of stars that birthed our Sun. Number 9. Gonggong. Discovered in 2007 by the same team that found Sedna, Gonggong is officially the 5th largest known Trans-Neptunian object in the solar system, roughly the size of Pluto's massive moon, Charon. But Gonggong is a world of contradictions, a chaotic, dynamic body existing in a region of space that astronomers long assumed was nothing more than a graveyard of dead, frozen rock. Orbiting in the scattered disk, a region of the outer solar system populated by icy bodies, cast out by the gravitational bullying of Neptune, Gonggong takes about 554 years to complete a single orbit. What makes Gonggong utterly bizarre is its surface chemistry. In the extreme cold of the scattered disk, where temperatures hover just a few degrees above absolute zero, objects are expected to be dark, inert lumps of primordial ice. But Gonggong is spectacularly violently red. This deep red coloration is the result of organic compounds called tholins. But Gonggong doesn't just have tholins. Its surface is covered in massive amounts of water, ice, and shockingly, methane. For an object the size of Gonggong to retain methane on its surface is a thermodynamic anomaly. The gravity of such a relatively small body should not be strong enough to hold on to volatile gases like methane over the 4.5 billion year history of the solar system. The solar radiation, weak as it is out there, should have sublimated the methane, allowing it to escape into the vacuum of space eons ago. Yet, the methane is still there. This suggests something deeply unsettling about the interior of this distant world. To maintain its methane frost, Gonggong must have a dynamic, active surface. Astronomers hypothesize that Gonggong might be experiencing cryovolcanism, ice volcanoes that spew liquid water, ammonia, and methane from a subsurface elation onto the freezing surface, where it instantly crystallizes in the dark. The idea that a relatively small rock, floating billions of miles from the warmth of the sun, could harbor an internal heat source powerful enough to maintain a liquid ocean and drive volcanic activity defies our conventional understanding of planetary geology. The mystery deepened in 2016 when astronomers realized Gonggong wasn't alone. It is orbited by a moon named Xiangliu. The presence of this moon might be the key to the impossible activity on Gonggong's surface. The gravitational tug-of-war between Gonggong and Xiangliu could be generating tidal heating, creating immense friction deep within the dwarf planet's core, melting its internal ice and fueling the cryovolcanoes. Gonggong forces us to confront a humbling reality. The outer solar system is not a static, frozen tomb. It is a geologically alive, violent, and actively evolving environment, hiding dynamic worlds that operate on chemical and physical rules we are only just beginning to comprehend. Number 8. Quaoar. In 2002, astronomers discovered Quaoar, a massive rocky body in the Kuiper Belt, measuring roughly 1,100 kilometers in diameter. At the time of its discovery, it was the largest object found in the solar system since Pluto in 1930. And it was the initial catalyst that sparked the fierce debate, eventually leading to Pluto's demotion. But Quaoar's size and historical significance pale in comparison to a discovery made in 2023, a discovery that literally breaks the established laws of astrophysics. While observing Quaoar pass in front of a distant background star, a technique known as a stellar occultation, astronomers detected sudden dips in the star's light before and after the main body of Quaoar obscured it. These dips revealed that Quaoar possesses a ring system. Finding rings around a dwarf planet is surprising, but not unheard of. What makes Quaoar's ring an absolute mind-bending impossibility is where it is located. In 1848, French astronomer Édouard Roche mathematically proved a fundamental limit of celestial mechanics, now known as the Roche limit. The Roche limit is the critical distance from a planetary body within which the planet's tidal gravitational forces are strong enough to tear apart any approaching moon, turning it into a ring of debris. Conversely, any debris outside the Roche limit is supposed to rapidly coalesce under its own gravity to form a moon. This has been a bedrock rule of astrophysics for nearly 2 centuries. Every ring system we have ever observed around Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, and even other minor planets exists strictly inside their respective Roche limits. Quaoar's ring exists completely outside its Roche limit. At a distance of 4,100 kilometers from the dwarf planet's center, the ring sits in a region of space where, according to every physics textbook on Earth, the icy dust and debris should have gravitationally collapsed and formed into a moon within a matter of decades. Yet, there it sits, a stable, continuous ring of dust and ice, defying the fundamental laws of gravity and accretion. Astronomers are entirely baffled. How can a ring survive where gravity demands it become a moon? Some theorize that the icy particles in the ring are incredibly elastic, bouncing off one another in high-speed collisions rather than sticking together, effectively preventing the accretion process. Others suggest that an unseen, microscopic shepherd moon is playing a complex gravitational game, actively keeping the ring from collapsing. But these are just desperate hypotheses, trying to bandage a gaping hole in our understanding of the universe. Quaoar's impossible ring is a stark, unsettling reminder that the universe does not care about our mathematical limits. It operates on physical principles we have not yet deciphered, proving that even our most universally accepted scientific laws can be shattered by a frozen rock floating in the distant dark. Number 7. Orcus. Discovered in 2004, Orcus is a massive Trans-Neptunian object, roughly the size of the dwarf planet Ceres. But to astronomers, Orcus is known by a much more ominous title, the anti-Pluto. Orcus and Pluto are both classified as Plutinos, meaning they are locked in a 2 to 3 mean motion orbital resonance with Neptune. For every 3 orbits Neptune completes around the Sun, Pluto and Orcus complete exactly 2. This gravitational lock forces them into highly elliptical, deeply inclined orbits that push them deep into the Kuiper belt and occasionally drag them inward across Neptune's path. But what makes Orcus truly eerie is its exact spatial relationship to Pluto. Through sheer cosmic choreography, the orbit of Orcus is an almost perfect, mirrored reflection of Pluto's orbit. Their orbital periods, their inclinations, and their distances from the Sun are incredibly similar. However, their phases are diametrically opposed. When Pluto is at perihelion, its closest point to the Sun, Orcus is at aphelion, its furthest point out in the freezing void. Because of this exact opposing synchronization, Orcus is always positioned on the exact opposite side of the solar system from Pluto. They are 2 cosmic twins, permanently separated by billions of miles, forever dancing in opposite rhythm to the gravitational metronome of Neptune. Furthermore, just as Pluto has a massive moon, Charon, which is disproportionately large compared to its host, Orcus possesses a massive moon of its own, named Vanth. This mirroring cannot be a coincidence. It speaks to a deeply ordered, almost mechanical structure governing the outer solar system, a structure built on invisible gravitational chains. The existence of the anti-Pluto implies that the early solar system was a chaotic, violent pinball machine of migrating gas giants. According to the NICE model of solar system formation, Neptune did not form where it is today. It formed much closer to the Sun and slowly migrated outward over millions of years. As it plowed through the primordial Kuiper belt like a cosmic snowplow, its immense gravity captured massive bodies, locking them into these precise, inescapable resonant orbits. Orcus and Pluto are the survivors of this planetary migration, forced into a permanent, symmetrical stalemate. The unsettling reality of Orcus is that it reveals the solar system not as a random scattering of rocks, but as a meticulously balanced clockwork machine, where giant planets dictate the fates of distant worlds, forcing them into synchronized, mirrored dances across billions of miles of empty space. Number 6. Haumea. When astronomers confirmed the existence of the dwarf planet Haumea in 2004, they didn't find a spherical planet. They found a cosmic monstrosity. Haumea is located in the Kuiper belt, far beyond Neptune, and is roughly the mass of Pluto. But unlike any other planet or dwarf planet in our solar system, Haumea is not round. It is shaped like a severely flattened rugby ball or a cigar, spinning end over end through the dark. The reason for this bizarre, distorted shape is its speed. Haumea possesses the fastest rotation of any known large object in our entire solar system. A day on Earth lasts 24 hours. A day on Haumea lasts exactly 3.9 hours. This rotational velocity is genuinely terrifying. Haumea is spinning so violently fast that the centripetal force is actively overpowering its own gravity, pulling the rock and ice outward at the equator and stretching the entire world into an extreme ellipsoid. If Haumea were to spin just a fraction faster, the structural integrity of the dwarf planet would fail, and it would tear itself apart, detonating into a cloud of rubble. It exists perpetually on the very brink of self-destruction. But planets do not form this way. They do not naturally coalesce from the primordial dust spinning at speeds that warp their physical geometry. Something catastrophic happened to Haumea. Astronomers believe that billions of years ago, when the solar system was still young and chaotic, Haumea was a normal, spherical world. Then, it suffered a universe-shattering collision. Another massive body, perhaps 1,000 kilometers across, slammed into Haumea at a velocity of tens of thousands of miles per hour. The kinetic energy of this impact was apocalyptic. It blew off a massive portion of Haumea's icy mantle, exposing its dense, rocky core, and imparted a rotational spin so extreme that the planet has been stretched into its current elongated shape ever since. The debris from this catastrophic impact didn't just vanish. It created a swarm of icy shrapnel that spread out across the outer solar system, forming what is now known as the Haumea collisional family. Some of this debris remained in orbit, coalescing to form Haumea's two moons, Hayaka and Namaka, as well as a faint, delicate ring system, making Haumea the first Kuiper Belt object ever discovered to possess rings. Haumea is not just a dwarf planet, it is an active crime scene, a mangled, spinning survivor of a planetary-scale assassination attempt, demonstrating the brutal, kinetic violence that forged our solar system. Number 5. Eris. In January 2005, a team of astronomers scanning the deep sky found something that would rewrite textbooks and ignite a bitter controversy across the scientific community. They found Eris. Located in the scattered disk, Eris is a heavyweight monster of a world. When it was first discovered, measurements indicated it was actually larger than Pluto. While subsequent data from the New Horizons probe showed Pluto might have a slightly larger volume, Eris is definitively, undisputedly more massive, about 27% heavier than Pluto. This sheer mass was the death knell for Pluto's planetary status. If Pluto was a planet, then Eris had to be the 10th planet. And if Eris was the 10th planet, there were dozens of other massive bodies lurking in the dark, waiting to claim the title. To save the definition of a planet from spiraling into chaos, the International Astronomical Union was forced to create the category of dwarf planet, demoting Pluto and changing our map of the solar system forever. But Eris is much more than just the object that killed Pluto. It is a world of extreme, punishing extremes. Its orbit is wildly eccentric and highly inclined, tilted at a staggering 44 degrees to the ecliptic plane, the flat disk where all the major planets orbit. For decades, astronomers looked for planets along this flat plane. Eris proved that the outer solar system is deeply three-dimensional, hiding massive worlds far above and below the planetary disk. Eris takes 558 years to orbit the Sun, and its highly elliptical path swings it from 38 AU all the way out to an incredibly distant 97 AU. Because of this extreme orbit, the climate on Eris undergoes a horrifying transformation. Eris is covered in a highly reflective layer of methane and nitrogen ice, making it one of the brightest objects in the solar system. Scientists believe that when Eris is at its closest point to the Sun, the faint solar warmth is just enough to sublimate this ice, creating a thin, temporary atmosphere. But as Eris travels back out into the freezing abyss of the scattered disk, temperatures plummet to minus 405 degrees Fahrenheit. At these temperatures, the atmosphere cannot survive. It literally freezes and collapses, falling from the sky as a solid blanket of snow, coating the entire world in a fresh layer of highly reflective, blinding white ice. This cycle of atmospheric death and rebirth takes centuries to complete. Eris is a brutal, uninhabitable extreme, a planetary heavyweight hiding in the steep, vertical angles of our solar system, reminding us that our local neighborhood is far larger, heavier, and more hostile than we ever wanted to admit. Number 4. Arrokoth. On January 1st, 2019, NASA's New Horizons spacecraft, traveling at over 32,000 miles per hour, executed the farthest and most precise flyby in human history. 1 billion miles beyond Pluto, it encountered a small Kuiper Belt object designated 486,958 Arrokoth. What the spacecraft transmitted back to Earth completely overturned decades of scientific theory regarding how planets form. Before Arrokoth, the prevailing theory of planetesimal formation was violent. Scientists believed that the early solar system was a massive demolition derby where rocks smashed into each other at high speeds, violently shattering and fusing together through chaotic, kinetic accretion until they grew large enough to form planets. Arrokoth proved this violent theory wrong. When the images arrived, scientists saw an object unlike anything ever photographed. Arrokoth is a contact binary, consisting of two distinct, flattened lobes, connected by a narrow neck, resembling a giant, reddish snowman floating in the dark. It is approximately 36 kilometers long and has a deep red coloration indicative of complex organic compounds baked by cosmic radiation over billions of years. But the most crucial detail is the neck connecting the two lobes. It is perfectly preserved, showing no signs of stress, fracturing, or violent impact. If these two lobes had smashed together in the chaotic, high-speed collisions predicted by earlier models, they would have shattered or deformed. Instead, the pristine condition of Arrokoth's neck indicates that these two distinct bodies formed separately in the primordial solar nebula, became trapped in each other's gravitational pull and slowly spiraled inward. When they finally touched, they did so at a speed no faster than a brisk human walk, perhaps 2 meters per second. They gently kissed and fused together. Arrokoth has sat completely undisturbed in the deep freeze of the Kuiper Belt for 4.5 billion years. It is a perfectly preserved time capsule from the absolute dawn of the solar system. It forces us to rewrite the violent origin story of our world. Planetary formation wasn't just a brutal series of cataclysmic impacts. It was also a process of slow, gentle, gravitational dances, where objects delicately drifted together in the dark to build the foundations of the worlds we see today. Arrokoth shows us the tranquil, bizarre architecture of the primordial universe, preserved forever in the frozen void. Number 3. Farfarout. In 2018, astronomers from the Carnegie Institution for Science were searching the skies for the hypothetical Planet 9 when they spotted a faint, slow-moving speck of light against the background stars. It took 3 years of intense observation to confirm its orbit and distance, but in 2021, the object was officially recognized and given a name that reflects its extreme nature: Farfarout. Currently holding the record as the most distant known object in the solar system, Farfarout is located an incomprehensible 132 astronomical units from the Sun. To put that into perspective, it is nearly 4 times farther away than Pluto. Out there, the Sun is no longer a recognizable disk. It is merely a brilliantly bright star in an otherwise pitch-black sky. The temperature is hovering just above absolute zero. Farfarout is a small world, estimated to be about 400 kilometers across, just barely large enough to be spherical, placing it at the lower limit of dwarf planet status. But what makes Farfarout truly unsettling is its wildly elongated, highly chaotic orbit. A single year on Farfarout lasts an agonizing 1,000 Earth years. At its aphelion, its farthest point, it travels out to an astonishing 175 AU into deep space. But at perihelion, its orbit plunges it all the way down to 27 AU, bringing it closer to the Sun than Neptune. This extreme trajectory means that every 1,000 years, Farfarout crosses the path of Neptune. It is a cosmic prisoner. Astronomers believe that long ago, Farfarout was a normal Kuiper Belt object with a stable orbit, but it wandered too close to Neptune, and the gas giant's massive gravitational field caught it, violently scattering it outward into the deepest fringes of the solar system. Neptune is essentially playing a billion-year game of catch with Farfarout, continuously altering its trajectory every time their paths intersect. Farfarout cannot escape, but it cannot stabilize either. Its existence is a chilling demonstration of the sheer reach of the giant planets. Even at distances exceeding 100 times the distance from the Earth to the Sun, the gravitational tentacles of Neptune are still actively pulling the strings, dictating the chaotic fates of tiny, frozen worlds cast out into the interstellar darkness. Farfarout stands as the ultimate border patrol, marking the absolute limits of our Sun's visible domain. Number 2. Planet 9 candidate. Deep in the extreme outer solar system, far beyond the Kuiper Belt, objects like Sedna and Farfarout behave in a way that defies statistical probability. When astronomers plot the orbits of these extreme Trans-Neptunian objects, ETNOS, they expect to see their elliptical paths pointing randomly in all different directions, scattered evenly around the Sun like the petals of a flower. But they don't. In 2016, Caltech astrophysicists Konstantin Batygin and Michael Brown published a bombshell paper demonstrating that the orbits of the most distant objects in the solar system are not random. They are clustered. They are all physically swept to one side of the solar system, and their orbital planes are tilted at the exact same angle. The probability of this alignment occurring by random chance is roughly 0.007%. The solar system is leaning. Something massive is actively dragging the outermost rocks of our solar system into this clustered, synchronized alignment. Batygin and Brown's mathematical models point to a single, terrifying conclusion. There is a ghost in the dark. A massive, unseen planet is lurking in the extreme outer solar system. This is the Planet 9 candidate. According to the mathematics, this hypothesized world is no dwarf planet. It is a super-Earth, or a mini-Neptune, boasting a mass somewhere between 5 and 10 times that of Earth. Its proposed orbit is so vast that it takes anywhere from 10,000 to 20,000 years to complete a single revolution around the Sun, tracing a path that never brings it closer than 200 AU, stretching out to perhaps 1,200 AU in the deep void. But if it is so massive, why haven't we seen it? The problem is illumination. At those extreme distances, sunlight is exponentially weak. The light must travel tens of billions of miles to hit the planet, and then bounce back another tens of billions of miles for our telescopes to detect it. Furthermore, Planet 9 is currently calculated to be near its aphelion, moving against the incredibly dense, bright star fields of the Milky Way galaxy, effectively camouflaging this dark, frozen world against a wall of cosmic light. The implication of Planet 9 is staggering. We consider our map of the solar system complete, yet the mathematics scream that we are entirely blind to a world 10 times the size of our own, hiding right in our cosmic backyard. It is actively warping the architecture of the outer solar system, a gravitational phantom pulling the strings from the shadows, proving that the most profound mysteries of our universe are not just light years away, they are orbiting our very own sun. Number 1. Trans-Neptunian mega-object, primordial black hole theory. The anomalies in the outer solar system are undeniable. The clustered orbits of the extreme trans-Neptunian objects demand a massive gravitational source. For years, the scientific consensus has leaned heavily toward the existence of Planet 9, a hidden super-Earth. But in 2019, theoretical physicists Jakob Schultz and James Unwin proposed a radical, horrifying alternative to the Planet 9 hypothesis. What if the gravitational pull dragging the outer edges of our solar system into alignment isn't coming from a planet at all? What if we have been searching for a super-Earth, when we should have been searching for a black hole? This is the primordial black hole theory, and it represents the ultimate space horror. Unlike stellar mass black holes, which are forged in the apocalyptic supernova explosions of dying, massive stars, primordial black holes were birthed in the very first fractions of a second after the Big Bang. During the unimaginable heat, density, and chaos of the universe's infancy, microscopic pockets of matter were compressed with such infinite force that they instantly collapsed into tiny singularities. These ancient primordial black holes have theoretically been drifting through the cosmos for 13.8 billion years. Schultz and Unwin's mathematics show that a primordial black hole with the mass of 5 to 10 Earths would perfectly explain the exact gravitational anomalies we see beyond Pluto. But because black holes are infinitely dense, a singularity containing the mass of 10 Earths would not be the size of a planet. It would be the size of a grapefruit, or a bowling ball. Imagine a sphere of absolute, light-devouring nothingness, just a few inches across, possessing a gravitational pull so immense it is warping the orbits of objects billions of miles away. It has been silently orbiting our sun for billions of years, capturing icy bodies, bending light, and distorting reality at the edge of human perception. The terror of this theory lies in its invisibility. A grapefruit-sized black hole located hundreds of astronomical units away would be fundamentally impossible to see with conventional optical telescopes. It emits no light, it reflects no light, and it is too small to reliably detect via gravitational lensing against background stars. The only way we could ever definitively prove its existence is by looking for the faint flashes of Hawking radiation, or by observing the microscopic annihilation flares that occur when a stray comet or icy rock from the Oort cloud is unfortunate enough to drift too close and gets violently shredded and devoured by the singularity. If the Trans-Neptunian mega-object is indeed a primordial black hole, it forces us to confront a terrifying reality about our place in the universe. For all of human history, as we evolved, built empires, and looked up at the stars, a piece of the Big Bang, a literal tear in the fabric of space-time, has been silently circling us in the dark. It is a reminder that the cosmos is not just cold and empty, but filled with exotic, incomprehensible horrors that can hide completely undetected, just at the edge of the light.